Around 10 p.m., two sisters returned home to pick up some belongings one of them urgently needed. According to the older girl, her younger sister was running late for a sleepover at a friend's house and wanted to quickly grab some clothes. But just before walking inside, they noticed something strange on the sidewalk across from their house. There stood a shopping cart from a supermarket, stuffed to the brim with eerie-looking dolls. Curious, the sisters went closer to take a look, but their inspection didn't last long. Almost immediately, they ran inside the house, clearly spooked by something. It was at that very moment that their doorbell camera captured something completely unexpected. Here's what appeared on the recording.
We just need to go in and get your sleep. Alright. Shut up. Hurry up.
I don't go to your house and mess with your shit, so don't mess with mine.
It turns out the cart full of dolls belonged to a peculiar woman. She walked right up to their house and began yelling at the sisters for touching her belongings, which included some truly disturbing items. While the woman was at the door, a shadow suddenly flickered in the hallway. Something dark and formless rushed across the floor. It's hard to make out. The object moved quickly and had no clear shape, just a black mass. I'm not saying it has to be anything paranormal, but you have to admit, it looks incredibly strange. And that wasn't the only time it appeared. The shadowy figure was spotted again, this time in the front yard. One could assume it was just a black cat darting by. Either way, let me know in the comments what you think it really was. Another unsettling story comes from California. A woman was caught on a home surveillance camera repeatedly trying to open the wrong door, all while sleepwalking. She knocked several times, tried to force the handle, and even attempted to break a window.
What is going on? What is going on? I will shoot! I have a gun! Why? What are you doing?
The homeowner, a woman named Kathleen, was terrified and called the police.
A crazy person in my house. I don't know what's going on.
When officers arrived, the woman was still trying to get inside.
Hey,
Hi.
do you live here?
No, I don't.
So why are you banging on the door?
Because my friend was there.
Authorities took her for evaluation. She turned out to be 30-year-old Lily, who explained that in her dream, she was locked out of her own home and believed she was just trying to get back in. On November 30th, 2021, a Dallas woman shared footage showing a man loitering outside her apartment door late at night. The incident, captured on her Ring doorbell camera, sparked serious concern, as the man had reportedly been stalking her and showing up at her door nearly every night since October 31st. She explained that she had contacted the police about the ongoing problem, but in her view, little had been done to keep him away. In the recordings she posted, the man can be seen standing outside, occasionally mumbling to himself. At one point, he is holding a beer in his hand before walking off, only to return minutes later. This time, he appears unsteady on his feet, clearly intoxicated. He then grabs the door handle, attempting to get inside her apartment. On December 2nd, she posted an update saying she was now safe. According to her, apartment security guards had begun patrolling the halls regularly to ensure her safety. A 7-year-old girl named Taylor ran to her neighbors for help after spotting a bobcat on her street in Arizona. No one was home at the time, but fortunately they had a video doorbell, which allowed them to speak with her until they returned. Taylor, just 7 years old, rushed to the doorbell after school, not out of excitement, but out of fear. The worry in her voice and the furrow in her brow made it clear she was in real danger.
Hi, Lauren. I'm on my way home right now. I'll be out soon, okay?
No, please come open the door. There's a bobcat. I want to come in. Please.
Okay, tell her we're going to be home in 1 minute.
Is anyone home?
No, we're going to be home in 1 minute. We'll be home in 1 minute, sweetie. Just stay right there.
No one was at home, but thanks to the video doorbell, her family was able to talk to her and calm her down until they could get back. Everyone feared she might come face to face with the wild cat at any moment. Just as Taylor began to break down in tears, a car pulled up in front of the house. You're looking at Santa Clarita, California, during a terrifying wildfire. The homeowner wrote, "The fire had just started, and within minutes, it engulfed our house." Residents were evacuated only moments before the flames drew near. According to news reports, the blaze burned several thousand acres and forced a mass evacuation of around 40,000 people. Fortunately, in this dramatic video captured on a doorbell camera, no one was injured. Sadly, however, the family's home was completely destroyed. The next doorbell camera video was recorded at night in August 2023 in Ohio. The footage shows a masked man ringing the doorbell and then immediately running away. At first glance, it looks like a childish prank, the kind where someone rings the door and bolts. But on closer inspection, it becomes clear the man never actually left. Instead, he stood there, eerily watching the house without moving. The homeowner, woken up by the ring, came downstairs, and upon seeing the strange figure standing in the street, immediately called the police. The following day, police posted the video on their official Facebook page, asking for help identifying the masked man. After the video was shared, other residents in the area reported similar encounters with this unsettling figure in the days prior. However, police were unable to uncover any information about the man, and his intentions remain unknown to this day. This unsettling video from a doorbell camera was uploaded to YouTube in 2016. At the very start of the footage, you can see a mysterious figure standing at the front porch. He appears to place a package on the ground, then gets into a car and drives away quickly. The package itself looks blurry, barely visible in the lower left corner of the screen. Whatever it is, the object begins to pulse and almost looks as if it's inflating. It grows larger and seems to lift off, rising out of the camera's view. When the recording began circulating on social media, several explanations were suggested. Some viewers dismissed it as a prank, but admitted they couldn't quite identify what the package was. Others interpreted the footage as something supernatural. Finally, many concluded it was nothing more than a bug that happened to crawl across the lens at just the right moment. What do you think? The Fresno County Sheriff's Office in California released 3 separate clips showing a suspicious man caught on doorbell cameras as he tried to remove them. In his hands, he's holding a tool. With one hand, he attempts to loosen the casing, and with the other, he tries to pull the camera out. His face shows focus and determination, but after one final tug, he gives up. At another house, however, he gets luckier. He pries open the casing and places the camera into a bag he brought with him, most likely to sell later. He tries yet another home, but once again fails. As he walks away, you can see a backpack on his shoulders, possibly already holding other stolen cameras. The footage also makes it clear he's relatively young and likely attends a nearby school. Despite being caught on video multiple times, the suspect has not been arrested. If you recognize him, don't hesitate to contact the sheriff's office. This doorbell camera recorded a disturbing scene where a man sought to take dark revenge on his ex-girlfriend. You can hear her voice as she comes to the door. At first, everything appears polite enough, though the man already seems suspicious as he tries to block the camera's view. Soon after, she unsuspectingly allows her ex inside, but that decision was a mistake.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's going on?
Nothing, just thought that I was in the neighborhood, I thought I'd stop by, say hi.
The footage then cuts. When the audio returns, the woman explains she was hit with a bottle and doused in alcohol.
I just got out of the hospital.
What happened?
I almost died.
What?
The man openly admits he planned to set her on fire. While thankfully, it never reached that point.
Get out of my house! Get out of my house! I will! You gonna light me on fire because you just blew alcohol all over me?
Yeah. I'll take it too.
Now, it's not over because now I'm calling the cops.
This chilling incident is a grim reminder of the kind of evil that can hide even in those we once trusted. It seemed like an ordinary day when a mother and daughter rushed back to their apartment after a strange encounter. They managed to capture the stranger on camera, but according to the mother, that wasn't the only unusual thing recorded.
We're looking at this ring camera footage, and I don't understand how I didn't see this, because this is ridiculous.
At the same time, something else was caught on film. Watch closely.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
During the recording, the mother had no idea what had just happened. The door to apartment number 23 swung open on its own and stayed that way for several seconds before closing again. Strangely, this wasn't the detail that frightened Jasmine, the mother. A few days later, she filmed another video, pointing out something that made the whole situation even more disturbing.
In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, you can't. But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at it. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how? How? I don't know. That don't make sense.
If that door had been locked for years, how could it have opened at all? She had no answer, but the deeper she looked into the matter, the more uneasy she became. And while the incident already seemed unsettling, what happened next was truly terrifying. Things only grew more disturbing. Jasmine contacted building services to have someone open that door, and that's when it happened.
Okay, y'all, so property management sent somebody up to come take a look, so I'm gonna let him do what he do, and I'm gonna stay back here. You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? It's y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? They have put kids' shoes up in there. What the? So how did? So hold on, because no, this other day the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not finna get close to this. This is real snake skin. Oh my God. Look at this. You can see like, ooh. Oh my God. Look at that.
Behind the door, they discovered a massive pile of children's shoes. It was the sheer amount of shoes that terrified Jasmine. In her words, this could point to something far darker and more serious than just a paranormal event. But before she contacted the police, she noticed something in her video that made the whole situation even worse. Reviewing the footage, she realized that among the pile of shoes was a pair belonging to her daughter.
With the property manager guy, right? And I noticed something in that pile of shoes. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it. Those boots are my daughter's. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I want to say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
Jasmine had no explanation for how they got there, but she had her suspicions. When she showed the video to the property managers, she was told that the room hadn't been used for many years. That left her with a chilling conclusion. Someone in the building must have access to the room and had been stashing stolen shoes inside. Although management cleared out the room and promised to change the lock, they also warned Jasmine to be careful. That's when she decided to set a trap. She believed the person stealing children's shoes and entering the room was likely the same one who had stolen her video camera. For 2 nights, nothing happened. But on the 3rd night, something strange was caught. See for yourself. One of the shoes suddenly moved on its own. It seemed to bounce slightly before falling next to another at an angle. Even Jasmine's neighbor was shaken, but it was her testimony that made the story even scarier. She claimed she stepped out of her apartment after hearing the sound of a child crying right outside her door. Moments later, she realized the sound was coming from the very same room where the pile of shoes had been discovered. Terrified, she hurried back inside. And that's when something even more chilling happened. Although no audio of a crying child was ever recorded, which makes it impossible to confirm even if she truly heard something, it still doesn't explain how the shoe moved on its own. That is what unsettled Jasmine the most, and why she ultimately got rid of them. To this day, little else is known about the incident, and the fact that no new videos have surfaced since only deepens the mystery. As always, until more information comes to light, this story remains unsolved. In the city of Oldenzaal, in the Netherlands, a powerful explosion ripped through a residential home, causing the building to completely collapse. The blast was believed to have been triggered by a gas leak. Inside were a father, mother, and daughter, all of whom were pulled from the rubble alive. Their lives are not in danger, though some suffered injuries and were taken to the hospital. Other children were outside the house at the time of the explosion and were unharmed. Neighbors reported feeling a strong shockwave and witnessed the collapse, while the exact moment of the blast was captured on a surveillance camera. The mayor of the city remarked that rescuing the family under such devastation could truly be considered a miracle.